and vacuum pack, or you can do a lot of things with spaghetti. I'm vacuum packing spaghetti in quart jars and half-gallon ball jars. Draw a vacuum on it. Lasts a long time. And then using the freeze-dried hamburger meat at $25, $30 a can to make good spaghetti, and it comes out just like gourmet spaghetti. It's really, really tasty. I would never buy marginal food. I would always buy the best. You're making a mistake if you don't buy the best, always. There's so many things to consider coming into the future.
Exactly. You say that, though. I mean, people of limited means, again, it's better to have something than nothing at all. You know, that's my way of thought, is that at least I have something. I may not be able to afford a $35 container of vitamins, but I can definitely afford a $12 container of vitamins, and whether or not I have, at least I have that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having absolutely nothing, at least you're semi-prepared, you know?
Yes. Yes. Well, it's the noose is tightening every day.
Yes.
Out here. Do not wait. We've been saying this for a long, long time, and people haven't really been active in putting supplies away. And as a result, the prices have just skyrocketed on everything. You can't buy as many now.
I was on the Northern Tool website today, Griff, looking at wood-burning stoves. Mm-hmm. And you'd be surprised the number of wood-burning stoves that are actually affordable to use, especially in a scenario where your heat goes out, your electricity goes out, you have to cook or boil water or anything like that. They had a 200 BTU pot-belly stove there for, I think it was $329. 200,000 BTU. That's a lot of heat. You know, when you think about it, it had 40 pound. It could hold 40 pounds of coal at one time. That's pretty doggone good, you know.
Well, all the northern stoves are made in China, of course. I don't know this for a fact, but I've always suspected there was the walls were thinner than the old American-made stoves. I would think. I don't know that for a fact, though. But northern wood stove is better than no wood stove.
Right. Yeah, I was just kind of looking around to see what.
I will tell you. I will tell you one thing. They will trick you. Northern will trick you. They will make you agree to take the stove off the truck once it's delivered to the front of your house. If you ask them to take it off, they will charge you another exorbitant. I forget the number. I forget the price. Something like $50, $80 to take it off the back of the truck and put it on the ground.
Yeah. See, if I did something like that, Griff, I would go to the store and just pick it up.
Well, they may not have it at the store.
No, this one they did. The one that I was looking at, they actually did. As a matter of fact, most of the smaller type of stoves, like the pot bellies, they had a couple of box-shaped, very rudimentary ones that you might find in a hunting cabin or something like that, but would be adequate to heat a couple of rooms or even the first floor of a house. That's what I was looking at. Nothing that was really extravagant. You know what I mean?
When you have the 6-inch and your 8-inch vent diameter, I would advise you to buy all of that hardware as soon as you can, because in some places it's becoming hard to find.
Oh, right, and that's another thing too, folks. When you go to buy stoves, and if you're ever looking for wood burning stoves, it doesn't come with that. You have to buy that stuff separate. All of your the flue and anything that has to do with hooking up to a chimney, existing chimney, or even buy a chimney, can make the sheet metal, the stainless chimneys. None of that comes with it. So that's another expense that you have to look into when you do that. So it's very interesting.
They don't tell you that up front. You have to go through that learning experience a little bit. It's getting hard to find.
A lot of things are getting hard to find. And what I find most interesting, Griff, now, mind you, I understand it was the first of the month, or the first week of the month when I went to Walmart last night. But when I tell you the store wiped out, it was wiped out. You know, when I say that, folks, anybody that doesn't understand, in the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth, so you typically have a lot more welfare recipients, and they get paid at the first of the month. That's when their little EBT card gets reset. So that first week, you try to avoid Walmart like the plague because it is, I mean, wall to wall and lines out the wazoo. But what was interesting was that the shelves were much more bare than they normally are. And the recovery, you know, the next day wasn't that good. As a matter of fact, a lot of the products that I was looking for were still missing the next day and still are not there. So there's certain supply chain issues going on that either Walmart's having. I haven't really paid attention to any other supermarkets because they tend not to have that much traffic, not as much as Walmart. So the other stores, the other supermarkets in my area were kind of relatively unaffected. Your Food Lion, your Farm Fresh, your Kroger, all those guys were pretty much okay. But the Walmart was very interesting to see the shelf so bare. What do you think about that, though, Griffo?
Well, I'm seeing the same thing up here. The other day in the press, there was an announcement from the local Walmart store here in Richmond that one of the employees was just diagnosed with active contagious TB, in the tuberculosis in the store. But they went on to say there was no danger to the public.
Oh, my goodness. You know, here's another thing, too. Take advantage of your thrift stores, folks. I mean, they've been springing up all over the place, especially in this down economy. I know they're very prevalent in this area. When I moved up to Long Island in 2005, they were nowhere to be found. I mean, there was maybe one or two, but for the most part, just not there. So if you have the area, take advantage of them because stuff that you can find at a thrift store, I mean, it's like gold. And I should be doing a lot more of that. Problem is, when you live out in the country, they're pretty far away. But Griff, you utilize the thrift stores, don't you?
Yes, I can't adequately describe to the audience what it's like in the Goodwill stores here in Richmond. There are 5, 6, 7 of them here, and it's like going into a giant brand new clothing store or store with other goods, and it's like a brand new. Well, one of the stores here was an old skating rink. You can imagine how big it is, and it's full of new clothes and blankets and paraphernalia. Brand new. At prices, a pair of pants were $6, brand new.
Yeah, Goodwill gets a lot of good stuff.
Yes, they really do.
There's some that are better than others, you know. But
and sheets and blankets, you need all of the sheets, all the blankets that you can scoop up.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Now, folks, next week, or actually Sunday, gee whiz, Sunday the show 8 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you all there. But Griff, we're getting to be out of time here, my man.
I see.
Yes, sir. That was a quick 2 hours. But I'd like to thank again Bob Chapman for coming on the show tonight, and thank you, Griff, for coming along. And next show again, folks, is Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I encourage you all to attend. We'll be recapping all the week's events, and we're going to continue the preparedness track, seeing as how things are not looking good on the horizon here. They haven't been for quite some time, but boy, on the world stage, things are getting really, really hairy. So everybody, keep your ears to the ground, network while we still can, and we'll see you all on Sunday evening. Until then, this is Joe Joseph. This is Freedomlink Radio. Have yourself a very pleasant evening. Good night, everybody.